Welcome to Homemade Probiotics. This is literally making medicine in your own kitchen that is going to massively improve your gut health, your immune system, and every aspect of your health. Okay, probiotic meaning probacteria, meaning increasing the biodiversity of the bacteria in your microbiome. Fancy word for the collection of bacteria, yeast, fungi, and archaea that exist in your long intestine. Okay, we're gonna make foods here. These are fermented probiotic foods that are really beneficial for your microbiome, and they really are. They're simple to make. Where does your immune system live? 70% of your immune system cells actually exist in your gut, and this is where your microbiome, this is where it consists of trillions of bacteria, all living in your large intestine, where you've got approximately 2 kg of these. Okay, so today we're going to do what's known as natural fermentation. So we're going to do lactic acid fermentation process, or lacto-ferments as they're known. It's a very simple process, which means you can literally ferment any vegetable. And by fermenting it means, 1, you're storing it, so you're avoiding waste, and 2, through this fermentation process, you're creating more beneficial bacteria, lactic acid bacteria, and other strains which are just going to encourage a stronger, more resilient microbiome. Amazing. Okay, before we start, I just want to tell you about our Gut Health Revolution course. It's a 4-week online course, which we've had more than 20,000 people. It's all about improving your gut health. We've partnered with a consultant gastroenterologist, Dr. Alan Desmond, dietitian Rosie Martin, and Simona Venner, a mindfulness and IBS expert. As a society, we need a gut health revolution. We need it, and this course is to hold your hand to help you improve your digestion, improve your immune system, improve your microbiome, and improve your serotonin levels. Yeah, we're doing it for, if you're watching this in 2022, in April the 11th, 2022, we're doing 47% off, so we're doing it for €79. So if you're interested, we'll put the link down below. And you'll learn loads more than these simple probiotic homemade. Okay, so back to the vid. So as we said, we're gonna make natural homemade probiotics. So we're making lacto-ferment. So the easiest thing to think of is 2% salt solution. This may sound crazy, but that way you literally do not have to, only remember 2%. So using a weighing scale, tear your jars and put your jar in it and tear it.
Is that tar?
Tar or tear.
I don't know.
Make sure it's at 0. So
bring it to 0.
So once we've tarred our, in this case we're using a jar. Take your vegetables. You can use any type of vegetables you have.
So I can use like cabbage, or like you can use pumpkin, or radish, or turnip.
Like what we have here, I have onion, I have carrot, I have cabbage, I have some pak choi, I have leek. So I'm literally going to start adding them in. Like, ideally chop them to where they're bite-sized pieces, because if you think the fermentation process is going to soften them, and the the 2 most important things to be aware of or cognizant of when fermenting is time and temperature. These are the secret ingredients. The longer you ferment it, the more it's moving towards acidic. So if you want it sweeter, try to eat it slightly earlier in this fermentation process. Also, optimum temperatures for fermentation are between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius. So if it is around that degrees, it's going to ferment quicker. If it's in a cooler environment, it's going to ferment slower. So anyway, we're going to
put like a fermenting masterclass, Steve.
Well, this is just, really to inspire people. So we've gone with a few red onions. As we said, you can use any vegetables you want. So to add more flavor, I'm going to put in some whole garlic cloves. They will soften. The idea of raw garlic might sound crazy, but through this fermentation process, they become soft, they become more delicate, and they become absolutely fabulous.
And they really are. Garlic has got so many beneficial components to it.
I put in a little bit, just a little nub of fresh ginger, again, just to add more flavor. Once you get good at this, literally you'll realize that you can ferment anything, and it's really easy. So I'm gonna go in with a pak choi. Also, you could also use bok choy, or as Stephen said, any vegetable will work fine. So we're just going to fill it until we have a little bit of room left at the top. And now I'll see I have 540 grams. So 2% of 540 is 12.
Whew, good at sums.
So I'm just going to tear it. And then I have to put in 12 grams of salt.
So it's quite a bit of salt. And that's what's really going to cause this lactic acid fermentation to happen. So last ingredient to go in really is water, and we're just going to fill it up so that everything is submerged in water. An essential component of lactic acid fermentation is that all the vegetables are completely submerged in water.
So it ferments in the absence of oxygen. So make sure everything is submerged. Obviously close the lid. You want it closed to not allow other bacteria in, but you want to make sure it's loose enough to allow some of the gases to mix through. I'm just going to give that a shake, just so the salt fully passes through it, and then I'm going to leave it literally to set there. I'm going to leave the lid slightly off.
And so question, Steve, how long should we leave this sit for?
So as I said, your secret ingredients are time and temperature. Over time, through fermentation, you can taste it till you get the degree of acidity you want. As a rule of thumb, the longer you ferment it, the more acidic it becomes.
So might this be ready in 7 days or 5 days or 10 days?
Depends on what you want by ready. Like for example, here's red onions that we fermented and we literally left them sit for 6 months. They've literally turned into these little black, almost caramelized, like they're remarkable flavor.
They're nearly sweet.
Like they've become so fermented.
They really are. They're almost like candied red onions.
Yeah,
they're really nice. And same with these ones here. These have been here for months as well, these courgettes.
And they've become soft, they've become gentle, and they become really nice and acidic.
That's an amazing flavor. And these are literally homemade probiotics. So, you know the way you go out and you buy probiotic supplements, you literally can make them by fermentation. And as we said, there's many aspects. This is simply fermenting any kind of vegetable you have, but there is other manners such as sauerkraut, kimchi. Two of the world's most popular lacto ferments are sauerkraut, and this is ogorokashona, which is known as pickled cucumber, which we tend to refer as gherkin.
Gherkin, yeah, gherkin or cornichons, so the smaller
And
ones.
those are natural probiotics, they really are. So that's a simple little run through of how to make homemade probiotics that are really beneficial for your gut health.
2% salt solution based upon the weight of which you're fermenting.
And using a jar, and those are the simple components. As we mentioned at the start, if you want to learn more about gut health, we've got our Gut Health Revolution course. You can start it at any stage. If you're watching it this around March, April 2022, we've got a Gut Health Revolution challenge starting April the 11th. It's 47% off and just €79. I'll put a link down below to this. And yeah, thanks a lot for your attention. We really, really appreciate it and hope you got something from this video. Cheers.